Skyrim, an all-time masterpiece, possibly one of the most played RPGs in existence, which totally didn't sell like 20 versions, and you own at least 5. Don't lie to me. And you will buy it again. But regardless, it's a great game, which is understandable why it's been ported to literally every platform under the sun. I'm talking about one of these ports today, and what has it become of it since release? Back in 2017, Christ, that was like 5 years ago, what the fuck. Bethesda announced and released Skyrim VR for PC and PlayStation VR, allowing players to explore Skyrim once again in a new format, lining Bethesda's overflowing pockets and probably destroying some household furniture while trying to kill frostbite spiders. But there was a big issue in the room. While the PlayStation VR version ran and looked pretty alright for a PlayStation VR title, the PC version was a giant bleak mess from launch. From the extremely lackluster way the hand literally doesn't interact with anything and you can wave your arms to win every fight, to the menus being an absolute nightmare to navigate in VR. Also, the game looked really bad on launch, like they scaled up the resolution completely wrong, something to do with testing on 4K monitors I believe, but also, a fun fact, the resolution is somewhat still really badly broken and will be fixed, as I will teach you later on. Many people were annoyed when the game launched because the clear lack of effort Bethesda put into this port, as well as the Fallout 4 VR one. Nowadays the comparison is even worse, with games like Pavlov VR being one of the best VR shooters out there. Also, you can play zombies in it. Tell me you don't want to do this.
Hail to the king, baby! Looks like it's time for me to go postal. Come get some.
Also, games like Blade and Sorcery being basically everything people wanted combat-wise out of a Skyrim VR game. She'll be fine. But a few years now have passed, and the chatbots have doneeth what needeth be doneeth, thouest. And now you can make Skyrim VR almost as good as this. Technically, but we'll get to it. First, bring thine eyes upon thine glorious modernist mortals and bow before how simple it works and not to crash it. I'm actually quite impressed, to be fair. But I'm going to break it down for you guys category by category because I'm kind of bad at explaining stuff. By the way, this video is technically just a mod video. Fuck you. Okay, I'm recording this the next day, so I might sound a little different. So a disclaimer before starting off this list, I literally don't care if you install like any other mods, like, you know, the Giant Bagungas mods or anything. Literally, most of this list is just a generic, make Skyrim an actual good VR game, so just follow that and you'll be fine. Otherwise, if you break anything, it's your fault, deal with it. So firstly, there is HIGS, which stands for Hand Interaction and Gravity Gloves for Skyrim VR. It's basically Half-Life Alyx, but it works less, kinda. It's a primary tool for getting more VR at your Skyrim, since you actually can, you know, grab things and like manipulate items in the world, and your hands aren't just there. It also allows you to play with signs and stuff, and you can do cool stuff like grabbing your sword, which I failed to do. You can't grab people, but you can grab animals and various other things. I'm pretty sure if you actually grabbed a person, they would just glitch into the high heavens and break and crash your game, and then Todd would come down to smite thee. So after that, there is a VRIK. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. It's either VERK or VRIK. Stands for VR Inverted Kinematics. I'm very smart. Basically, makes your body like a real body in Skyrim. Obviously can't be as ripped as this, but you know, it adds just stuff like collision, adds the proper hands, and it's all, you know, immersion and stuff, but also like you can do stuff like have weapons on your body to be able to pull them out and mess with them. Yeah, basically it's very important. The mod creator also really recommends the BCE mod, which will basically also move your character into basically any seating in the game. Kind of breaks on horses, but just for that more immersive feel, that Night of the Fire, with that whore playing Ragnar the Red again. And finally, there technically is one more required mod, but it's like 20 required mods. Basically, the unofficial patches. Everyone's aware of them, but Skyrim is very fucky, and you probably want these on just because it will break a lot more than usual. Also, a lot of these mods just have patches for various versions of these mods. So, if you don't do it, it's your fault. Foolishness, viewer. Foolishness. So these are the mods you don't really need, but will probably improve your experience with VR anyway. Also, I'm probably gonna, quick fire these. So firstly, no stagger, stops the players from being staggered. Simple, innit? Haptic Skyrim VR basically improves the rumble feedback on like any controller for magic, melee, bow. Makes sense. Your performance will definitely depend on like which controller you got. So if you've got an index, it's gonna be better. If you've got an Oculus, it's gonna be worse. Get fucked. Send message boxes because, yeah, being notified of stuff kind of sucks when it's like halfway off your screen. So yeah. I'm walking here. VR allows you to push NPCs out the way and also kind of tells the AI not to walk into you a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna get an angry New Yorker at me now, aren't I? 360 audio, it's not actually a mod for Skyrim, it's a mod for like a lot of games, but it just adds partial 360 audio to your game, so you can actually like look around and hear things, and it's kind of, makes sense, especially for a VR game. Simple, realistic archery VR. I never got this like 100% working. I think there's some weird conflict which you have to set up between VR IK and the bow mod, but basically allows you to like draw arrows like in real life and stuff. Works pretty well though, and does overhaul the archery to be like more realistic and less gamey or shit like Skyrim. 7 ones here. So sprint jump VR, no stamina drain for sprinting and no combat screams. They cannot do what they say. Sprint jump allows you to jump while sprinting, which apparently isn't a thing in the base game. No stamina drain because, well, funnily enough, you basically have 2 walking modes. You either walk or you sprint in VR. So you kind of want to be able to move fast all the time. And also, no combat screens because literally every time you wave your hand with a weapon out, your character will just yell for no reason. So yeah, fix this up. Now for the slightly bigger side improvement mods I've personally added, but you don't. So Navigate VR allows you to add dynamically equipable compasses and maps. Great for LARPing, but also it works with like every like landmass mod in the game as well, so like, why not? Locational damage, because headshots really should do more damage. I mean, I'm literally aiming an arrow at your skull. How do you function like this? It also works with like magic and stuff and melee. It's kind of funny, to be fair. And finally, Dragonborn speaks naturally. This mod allows you to use your computer's TTS system to read your voice and make it the voice of your character, allowing you to read lines instead of just pressing the answer. It's actually really good, like it actually works really well. It also allows you to add custom phrases and commands, so you could tell someone to fuck off and they'd fuck off, but obviously I haven't set that up.
Walk away right now.
I don't think I heard the word walk away right now.
Nice try.
I heard it that time. I found Den Stangmer's ring.
Very good.
Read it.
And in excellent condition, it seems. Wonderful.
I was slightly impressed. And any I've actually missed, because there are a few others, will be on screen now. Ooh. They're either super small or kind of don't work properly, so I just not mentioned it. The real reason you guys are here. How doth maketh thine yonder Skyrim very pretty and not a brown murky mess? Well, if you listen, I'll teach you. Quick disclaimer, these are my computer specs. If your computer melts because you are trying to like rack the shit out of it when you've got a shitty little laptop, I'm sorry, that's your fault. Just look at the options for the mods and pick the settings you think will be appropriate for you. That's all I can say. Okay, with the legal disclaimer out of the way, so the first really big mod is Dynalod, as in Dynamic LOD. It's the biggest bollock to get working as well. Basically, it allows you to generate custom distant land meshes for Skyrim, adding trees, building and stuff, because Skyrim's default LD is really shit. But it is very broken, and you do have to... for fuck's sake, my Slack went off. This is why you don't record while working. So yeah, basically it allows you to see distant landmasses and stuff, and it adds a lot to the immersion of the VR experience, surprisingly. It breaks the VR a lot when you can just look at a hill and see a tree slowly loading in. Though you do have to install this mod and create, because you do have to build this yourself, so there will be videos you can look up online, but you do have to do this basically after everything you've added, as it will even like add, you know, new foliage and stuff and build all that. So yeah. The next one is enhanced lights and effects. Basic, everyone's got it. It makes stuff look really nice. Warning, it just makes stuff look very dark in your headset, so either adjust your headset or do what I've done, which is just edit the visuals, because it works quite well. Yeah, but that's what torches are for those dark caves. I can't speak today. Static mesh improvement mod, because literally like half the meshes in Skyrim are like completely fucked or 2D planes. This mod fixes it. I think even console versions have it, so yeah, quite good for VR because you want good fidelity of your items, otherwise it looks like VR chat. Vivid weathers. This mod basically adds better weathers to the game and once again makes it more immersive. I do use True Storms and I can't pronounce this, but Crasty's Distant Mist to create a more solid visual experience, you know, rain and shine, snow, more snow. Plus they do work in the additional content areas as well, just don't forget patches. Skyrim Floral Overhaul. Skyrim's kind of boring to look at 11 years later after it came out. All the plants are dead. Look kind of shit. So this mod revitalizes it, even though it is a tundra, but tundras have plants in them, so it's fine. Yeah, no, that's basically it. Everyone knows this. It has various options for seasons, and yeah, just look good. Finally, the last of the major graphic mods I have is Skyrim 2020 Parallax by, I'm not even pronouncing that name. It's quite really good, because it replaces a lot of textures in the game, and it adds options up to like 4K, but just be careful, your computer may not be able to handle that and VR. It's also quite hard to notice sometimes, but it's definitely, if you like start looking down at the textures and start really peering, you'll notice like very high fidelity. Although I did struggle to get any footage of this other than me lying on the floor trying to get it. As well, there are various other visual mods I use, which are on screen. They kind of add various little tweaks to stuff, or sometimes major, but it just depends on the player. They're on screen, but yeah, it basically is, you want prettier war, you want footprints, go for it. Side note, as I'm recording this, there is a spider slowly trying to crawl down my wall towards my computer. I may have to kill it, so I'll be right back. Big one time. I mostly have a vanilla plus sort of experience. You'll be seeing new mobs, new improvements to certain areas, new areas in general, new quests, but nothing too dramatic. Also, there's Inigo. He's a good boy. You should really have him. Firstly, there's Legacy of the Dragonborn. I didn't even know this mod existed before I modded this game, but it's kind of insane how much it adds. And it works well with literally every single mod you can add. It's kind of like a museum slash quest hub slash gameplay mechanic slash archaeology. It's kind of weird. Not 100% sure how much it adds because I've really only scratched the surface with it. But yeah, you're probably better off watching some like big mod exploration video for it, but it's actually amazing, so I'd recommend adding it. Beyond Skyrim Bruma, you know it? It's pretty good. Fun fact, despite this mod coming out literally years ago, I've put like yet no time into it at all. It's really cool, and I'm pretty sure they are quite close to releasing the next area. I think it's Anvil, so I will update this list if it features that. But yeah, super cool, actually really well made, works with VR very well, works with all the mod listed, and also it gets some really pretty scenery shots. two smaller ones here. Helgen Reborn allows you to build Helgen again after the 2500th Dragon Destruction. It's kind of cool, but everyone knows it. And also the second one is Moonpath to Elsewhere. It's an old one, but it's pretty good. And, you know, get to go to Elsewhere. Do fucking moon sugar, boys. But also, it's really cool because it hooks into Legacy of the Dragonborn. Oh, by the way, did I mention that? Legacy of the Dragonborn basically hooks into, like, every single expansion mod and adds items from those. It's really smart. Now for some non-world expansion mods. First up, Apocalypse Magic, because you cannot handle my magic traveler. Big magic overhaul. Skip my base Skyrim magic kinda sucks, like really badly. Where's my levitation magic, Todd? How come Morrowind has it and I don't? Todd, why? Ordinaire. I failed to get any footage of this in VR, so you're just going to see skills, but basically adds like hundreds of more perks to character trees, and it's actually really worth getting. Like, you can specialize your character to be unique, like a lightning mage, like I have. Pretty cool and spicy, but there is a VR patch which specializes in replacing non-VR friendly skills with VR friendly skills, so it's 100% worth it, especially if it's like your new game plus version of Skyrim. Immersive armors and weapons. That's armors where you, by the way, Americans, get cooked. We speak proper English here. The Queen's English. And some more armors and weapons to match the world. Skyrim, you know, no stupid, funny haha weapons here. But no, pretty good. Variety, adds it on to NPCs as well. Immersive Citizens actually makes the AI less stupid, and, you know, they'll actually run from their lives from the giant murder-flying machines which are flying at them at Mach 10. But yeah, no, it's not too noticeable, but it definitely makes a difference, especially in VR when you're observing these characters a lot more. Immersive Creatures adds lots and lots and lots of new creatures to make Skyrim's fauna a bit more varied, because you only literally see Drogo most of the time. They'll be warned, the enemy's default level and difficulty is very high. You're gonna go up the throat of the world, you're gonna die like 20 times. Trust me, I did it on stream. There are a few smaller mods which, like last time, will be on screen, mostly smaller tweaks here and there, extra weapons and such, although there is one which isn't required but I will point out, and you will understand why. Insects Be Gone. This mod mainly removes spiders from Skyrim. Not that I have a problem with more spiders. I did kill the last one. But anyway, basically, we hate spiders. I normally have like zero issues with the spiders in Skyrim, but in VR and Max Immersion and the Darkest Dungeons, you really don't want these cunts running at you. Also, Immersive Creatures adds like super hard ones that comes in packs of 10 and attack you in the overworld. It's not very fun. Also, it crashed my game at some point, and it's the only crash I've experienced, so you know, the good old Thanos snap. So yeah, besides a few of the mods which I've linked in the description, there's a full list in the description as well. This is basically me just saying these are the mods I use with Skyrim VR, and it's an amazing experience, to be honest. I've basically made this video to gush about how much fun it's actually been to play through Skyrim again, and basically finding all these new things, and basically a completely new way to experience Skyrim properly. I'm not gonna lie, some of the things will caught me off guard, finding Crusader relics on the Frozen Mountain and doing stuff like just wandering around in Cyrodiil and stuff. It's really cool, and I kind of hope this video actually inspires you to give some of them a try. Oh, so you can cut wood, like a Chad. Live your Chad dreams. Sigma Grindset. Cut wood. Fuck women. Hello. I am the clown who has been speaking to you this whole time. Yeah, basically, I just decided to make a video because I stream a lot of the time, and I was like, I kind of want to make more, like, controlled content. It kind of sucks, but we'll try. I've also missed making videos. I made videos when I was, like, 12, like every other kid who watched YouTubers growing up, so yeah, of course I did. Basically, yeah, if you like anything, feel free to like, subscribe, share, go watch my Twitch channel. That's where I do most of my stuff. It should be on screen. If you steal any mods off this list, or, you know, it helped you, because I know there is a bad lack of modding in the Skyrim VR community, then, yo, link me. I want to see your list. And also, like, subscribe still. I need to shield myself. Anyway, I'm going to disappear now, so you can go watch my Twitch. Bye.